Hello and welcome back to the channel. We're going to be watching the first 3 episodes of the new season of Star Wars The Bad Batch. Now, about a month ago today, I think, I released my reaction for the trailer for the season, and honestly, I'm a lot more excited going into this one than I was the other two. Mainly because I feel like as this is the last season, we're going to have a lot more kind of plot-heavy and centric episodes. My kind of whole thing with The Bad Batch is that it's been very kind of hit and miss on an episode by episode basis, in the sense that some episodes will have such a fantastic story and narrative start to finish, and then others you can kind of just switch your brain off for, which, again, nothing wrong with that. However, I prefer the kind of more plot centric episodes where there's a lot more going on, and season 3 seems, at least, to have more of that. So I'm very excited to get started with the season. Before we get into the reaction, if you wouldn't mind dropping a like on this video, commenting if you've got any feedback, and giving me a subscribe, that would be absolutely fantastic and would really help me out. But all that stuff being said, let's get into the actual episodes. If they don't tell us what happened to Cody by the end of this, like, series, I'm gonna lose it, because I feel like introducing him and then just nothing. Also, that scene, perfection. I still don't think he's gone. I reckon the Empire's found him. I'm interested if we're gonna start with the Bad Batch or the Imperials here. Is that Camino? Okay, no, it wasn't Camino. My bad. So, again, it's still not entirely clear why they need Omega so much. I guess her kind of mutation, as it were, or not mutation, sorry, genetic advantage like the other clones have, or other member of the Bad Batch have, it hasn't necessarily been made clear. But I'm very interested as to why they are so insistent that they need her.
Good morning, Omega.
Crosshair! This early? I didn't think we'd see them, like, cross paths, as it were, until, like, a couple episodes in, at least. Republic Commandos do just look so sick. I mean, I guess they're not really Republic anymore, but I do love the armor. Just need to get some paint on there, customize it up a little bit. It'd be perfect. Also, what exactly a Kaminoan is needed for the Empire, other than... Well, I'm assuming it must be cloning. I don't know, man. So, the only thing I can think of, and this may be completely far out, is that they're trying to infuse the blood with, like, a higher midichlorian count or something. That is because my Star Wars biology knowledge goes next to nowhere. So that's the only thing I can think of, but honestly, I doubt that's likely.
I'm sure Omega's presence here will only strengthen.
Wondering if this connects to Exegol? Like,
See to your remaining tasks.
that's again another prevailing theory, is that it's to do with Palpatine's cloning, because it's deemed as very important for the Empire, and what would be more important to the Empire than ensuring Palpatine's survival. Now, what are they getting Crosshair to do, and why do they need him? I'm assuming they're experimenting on him, but for what purpose is the question. I do believe we are seeing Crosshair redemption arc finally. That would drive me nuts, dude. Just slow dripping day in, day out. Oh. Thought she was brushing her teeth for a minute. Is that a ponytail? Oh, crikey, it was some time's passed. That's what, looking about like 5 months nearly now? Quite a while.
The Emperor should be pleased to be accomplished a successful transfer.
Not when the
M-count midichlorians.
Finished in the process.
Midichlorians.
Do not match or exceed the specimens.
I'm calling it.
Count.
I mean, they're experimenting with something, and the M-count being the factor of its success, it's midichlorians or nothing, I'm afraid.
Security alert.
Security alert? It's a child. You're getting a shock stick out for a child. That is ridiculous. This kid has gone through enough. Don't separate her from, like, her dog now. This is...
Go on!
Yo!
You're dismissed, Captain.
Ooh, not a great way to go. Jeez, their armor has got a lot more scuffed, so I'm assuming we're following the time jump. But yeah, I'm guessing they followed across the same time jump.
Your willingness to cross the pikes shows how desperate you are.
I feel like we've seen this Deveronian before. I feel like he was in season 2, I want to say, in one of the jobs with Sid, but I can't recall. I will say, that shuttle has grown on me remarkably. It is a very nice ship as they go. These clones, they're like child clones. They sound like... Is that voiced by Daniel Logan? I think they might be. That's kind of cool. What the hell is that? Knife? Vibro knife? There you go. Jeez, man. Ha! Gonky! So, if I'm understanding correctly, there are a series of Imperial projects that were destroyed by orbital bombardments. So, that's interesting. I'm guessing this isn't the only other site. There's going to be multiple. It'd be interesting to know on all these, like, secret Imperial operations that never kind of saw the light of day. Like, these vines are very interesting. I wonder if we're going to get, like, a Project Blackwing reference or something like that. That would be really interesting. The hell is that? It's like a face-hugging thing. That's disgusting. You know what? When I started watching The Bad Batch today, I did not expect to see a 3-legged creature that can jump on and literally eat your face. That's wild. Dude, I was not expecting a borderline horror experience from Bad Batch today. Oh, nah. It's like a rancor. You know what? Not bad. Pretty Bad Batch-esque escape, though. That fella's new. Ah, this is the chap we saw in the trailer, I think. I would bet money that it could potentially be Tech. But that is all I will say on that matter. Because I think it is a potential candidate for the man behind the mask in this instance.
You must go.
The fact that Nala Say is telling her to get out speaks volumes, because I don't think she'd risk her position unless absolutely necessary. I mean, is it the Emperor? I don't know if he'd see to such a thing unless it was... I mean, M count again. Okay, this is someone of importance. 4 V-Wings. Nah, I reckon this is Palpatine. Yeah, baby! Okay.
The progress you have made, Doctor.
That's Ian McDermott as well, I'm pretty sure. That's how, if not, whoever's voice acting is doing an incredible impression. But that, I'm pretty sure that's Ian McDermott. And I did not think I'd be getting this early.
We have quadrupled Project
Necromancer. Dude. This is Summon. this is Summon. And they pick the day the Emperor is visiting to break out as well. This is kind of mad. And will look very bad for Hemlock as well.
Why now? And how do we get outside?
They're gonna crawl through the animal pen. Yep. Oh. Holy shit, that's Sith writing. What the hell is this? That looks like the Strand cast.
well guarded to ensure they remain viable for testing.
Whatever is needed to accomplish this goal, you will have it.
That's the Strand cast.
It is imperative that this
Oh, the theme!
hidden and secure.
What is that? Is that a Wumper? Worse than a Wumper. Okay. Good God. Okay, well, let the killer dogs do their work. Okay, this is where it's going to get interesting in terms of what does Omega's blood actually show. If they manage to take out all of these stormtroopers, it is going to be a testament to how shitty stormtroopers are in comparison to clones, dude. Especially as these are guarding, like, an elite facility as well. It's not just, like, your bog standard stormtrooper. Even without the armor, Crosshair is still killing it, dude. Now you've got 3 V-Wings intercepting, like, this ain't gonna be easy, Chief. There you go. 4, correction, even better. Oh, dear. So as the first 3 episodes go, they were pretty goddamn good. I mean, I think what gets my attention most is the repetitive mention of the M count. Now, M count is, I think it's pretty bloody clear it's midichlorians. Now, I'm sure you're all aware of midichlorians, but I think they're a bit of a weird one in Star Wars. I think it's kind of to indicate how prone to the Force one is, or how Force sensitive one is. It's not a measure of power, like, in the sense that Anakin had the highest midichlorian count ever, yet Obi-Wan beat him, and Obi-Wan doesn't actually have, like, a remarkably high midichlorian count. So it's not necessarily indication of power, more potential. That's how I would explain it. So the idea of transferring a midichlorian count, I mean, I think this is quite clearly building up to the strand casts we see in The Rise of Skywalker, and the idea of cloning Force sensitivity. So Snoke being an example of a Force sensitive clone. He was a cloned being that had Force sensitivity. So that's not something you get a lot in Star Wars. So I'm assuming this is what it's building up to. Now, what really interests me is the kind of Sith glyphs that we see all across that area where Palpatine and Hemlock were. And they look very, very similar to the ones that we see on Malachor in Star Wars Rebels. So it's Sith related. Now, I'm wondering what that is. Is that an artifact that they transferred or built on Mount Tantis, or was that there in the first place? Was it discovered by Palpatine? Is that where they decide why they chose Mount Tantis as their base? There's a lot of questions I have as to how this whole thing works, but I think this was the perfect way they could open this season, in the sense of giving us 3 pretty, like, plot action heavy episodes. Now, my other kind of question, what's going on with Rex and Echo? I'm assuming Echo's gone back with Rex to sort of work with him, whilst Hunter and Wrecker focus on finding Omega's location, and then Echo will promise to help out when they do eventually get that. But I'm assuming they're doing things of their own volition, and I'm mainly curious as to what they're getting up to, because we've not seen that in these 3 episodes. Now, I'm assuming they're doing something to assist the early Rebel Alliance, or at least other clones. Because from at least the trailer, I am expecting to somewhat see a clone uprising / rebellion this season. That's what I think we're going to kind of climax to. But I'm very interested to see what's going on with them. But again, this stuff with the cloning, I'm incredibly interested in what they're doing with this. I think it was pretty clear that they were building up to this for a while. We've had references in The Mandalorian Season 2 as well. So it's quite clear, I think this is building to Exegol. And I think, if anything, those Sith glyphs prove this has a relation to Exegol. That is Sith, that is some form of Sith science, I suppose. I'm not quite sure that, you know, Hemlock would keep them around for decoration. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would decorate a scientific lab like that unless it had to be like that for a certain reason. That's at least my line of thinking. The only other point was that one trooper we saw. Now, that trooper had like a weird black visor, and if you saw the Bad Batch Season 3 trailer, he had a backpack on that was kind of similar to Tech's. Now, that led a lot of people, including myself, to theorize maybe that's Tech revived. It's called Project Necromancer as well. I'm pretty sure Necromancer has something to do with undead. I might be wrong, so take that with a grain of salt. But is it possible that that one particular soldier is a revived Tech now serving the Empire? Who knows? I think they're important. Whether or not they have anything to do with this program that Hemlock's working on, I think that they're the first successful one that they mentioned, just that obviously with a slight degradation of their M count. But exactly what they are and who they are, I'm sure will be revealed by the end of the season. But honestly, that they were incredibly solid. And to get the Emperor in episode 3, not expecting, given that we got him in the trailer for last season, and we didn't actually get about all that much of him. We got about 5 minutes of him in one episode. I was expecting to see, like, maybe one scene and, like, a halfway point, but the fact we got him this early, I think indicates we're going to see him more, and I hope we see him more. I hope we maybe see some bits of the Imperial Senate. I just want to see more of the Empire, dude. This is it's possibly the most interesting thing that we've seen in the last few years with Star Wars, but that will be all for today's video. Thank you all very, very much for watching. If you want to keep seeing these Bad Batch reactions, please do support the video, give it a like, give it a comment. If you've got any feedback, please do let me know. If I've been wrong about any lore aspects, absolutely let me know. I will never claim to know everything with Star Wars, although I'd like to. But yeah, please be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, notify if you're interested in my content, so it's an automatic yes. But thank you all very, very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, may the Force be with you.